Hey friends, welcome back to the video. Go straight into it. 96 offsets rag. Hit over 71 just last video, so it's going pretty well. We're gonna try and aim for about 75, hopefully. Although we're just gonna be playing for time. We're not gonna be trying to push any wins, because you start pushing wins and forcing stuff, you're gonna lose more money than not. So what we're gonna do is try and be a little bit, just patient. Not going to try and force the wins. If they're there, they're there. If not, we'll have to quit early otherwise, and just not lose anything. We'll try to lose the minimum anyway. We're going to have losing sessions, but we don't want to have to be losing just because we're trying to force a win. That'd be the worst case scenario. So 3-betting there is queen suited. Totally fine against the cutoff. Lead was set there, so he's a bit tighter as well. Also, I've got the plans of going to be trying to do a live tournament as well during the week as well, probably on the weekend. So I'm going to be playing one tournament live during the week. Well, on the weekend, sorry. It's going to be a $15 buy-in. So I'm going to be trying to accumulate a bankroll, in real money as well, not just online. So that'll be going for that. And then hopefully I accumulate enough money with the tournaments live, and then try and then hit the casino if I hit, if I accumulate a couple $1,000 as well. So that'll be the goal. But at the start, just start some $15 tournaments on live. What we're going to do here is, 2NL, 5NL, 10NL, try and have about 25, 30 buy-ins roughly. I probably could push the 5NL pretty quickly, especially if I've only got one table. But I think I'm not going to go too much more than 2 tables at this stage, but I stick in the 1 table. It should be a longer session, but we're only playing until we're tired or we don't feel well. So what we're going to be doing between 30 and 60 minutes, probably Monday to Thursday, is probably going to be roughly the goal. I had a break yesterday. I didn't actually have a session yesterday, so that was why we had no video. The reason for that is I was actually tired way before, and I was actually planning on doing a later session at night, but after dinner I was tired and I'm not going to push a session that's not there. So the first mistake was I should have done it before dinner. Second mistake would have been to actual push the session out and then go into a losing session. You end up tilting a little bit more easier, just by, being a little bit more tired as well. All right, so not a bad start to the session so far. We're going pretty well. 9. Okay, so we cut a little bit of the bankroll by about 3 cents, so nothing major. But our money on the table is a bit better now, so about $2.29 now, so it's fine. It says we're in the prize money, but we're not concerned about the C dollars at this stage either. It's only when you're multi-tabling. So purely we're going to go for a win rate rather than quantity. So when I was doing it like beforehand, like in the other videos earlier, much earlier, I was actually accumulating C dollars by just getting the points. So the my points, and trying to get randomly, you get the flip and goes at the end of the day of each day, and then you get the cash money there. So if you usually cash in, or if you do happen to get money in those tournaments, it's usually about $30, which is pretty good for a 2NL, just for a bonus. But at this stage, we're just going for the single table. Here, Jack 10, we've got the ace. Probably could have actually bet on the river, but he actually whiffed anyway. So the only way we could have got money there is if we bet the turn and he calls for the gut shot. All right, then King Jack offsuit. If someone opens, I'm probably going to fold here. We're in the small blind. Definitely not worth being out of position with the marginal hand. And then if we do 3-bet and then big blind 4 bets, because we don't end the action. It becomes a lot harder to understand where we're at with the hand. So we could be isolating him, or we could be stuck in a sandwich, in a meat grinder. And no one wants to be 3-betting default. That's just a waste. All right, King Queen. What's this guy? 254 hands. 20% quite wide. So I am actually going to go for a squeeze here. Not, it's on the reasonable side. It's all about the sizing, 4 times. Okay, he's thinking about it. All right, I'm going to call because we're a bit deeper stacked. If he checks here, it's good for us. If he bets here, it's standard. If he goes a third bet, we probably dominated here. If he does have ace high, we should be able to get him to do some folds. If he jams all in here, we're going to give up. But hopefully he does check fold. That's usually a weakness to some of these players, 2NL, 5NL, with 10NL. Okay, unfortunately he didn't fold. So now we have to get up the hand, I think. Because he's just trapping us now. He's probably got... still, ace high beats us here. We can't jam. He's just going to call us. And if he calls us ace high, he wins as well. So as played, maybe checking the flop. I feel like he's trapping. Oh yeah, there's king. All right, so we could possibly jam the river, but it just looks very weak after checking the turn. So the only other thing we could have done was maybe jamming the turn. I'm not sure if a good player would actually... Would you call there? Would a good player there ace high call? Where was it? Yeah, I'm not sure if... would you actually call that? I mean, there is a gutter. No, there's no gutter there. Yeah, scrap that. He's purely just playing for overcard. The only other thing we could have done was just jam the turn. And just understand that he's going to call some of the time with a better hand, and he's also going to fold a lot of the time as well. All right, well, got position. He's playing pretty weak. Unfortunately, we bet the turn he still called, so he's actually going to have his beat here. Head through pair. Did have him dominated with the hearts though, but unfortunately there was no hearts there. Okay. So we tried playing a little bit different there, but unfortunately our opponent had 7-6. We did 3-bet pre-flop. Did we bet pre-flop? It wasn't the worst play, but like last time, just a little bit unfortunate, I guess. Wait, it keeps jumping. Pre-flop we bet. Yeah, pre-flop we bet. And he called. Oh, it was just a call. So the big difference between a squeeze and a call there, so. It means he just called, which means he's going to be a lot open, so it probably hit his range a lot more, that board. So so this is the stuff that I'm probably a little bit rusty on now. So given that he only checked there, that board hit his range, opposed to our range. So unless we already had a made hand like an overpair, we're always in trouble. Can't even betting the river there. Had a lot of outs though. He had a gut shot that time, and he had a second pair. Okay, down to $70.50 at the moment. All right, I'm gonna go for squares with King Queen. Okay, checking that. All right, we're going to bet this one. All right, nice. We're allowed to win a hand, even though I felt like we weren't allowed to win a hand for a bit. That's fine. Every now and again, a bluff will work, even though it feels like it never works. Unofficial Azilda. It's a very common name. Okay, 7-5 offsuit. Definitely a fold. Ace-2 offsuit. Button's pretty deep. All 3-bet. Isolated against a wider range. Beautiful. Jack 7-2 is quite a dull board. So it was a nice little steal there. Plus we had an ace blocker. Right, so we're going to open up. A little bit crazy, but we'll see. If he opened there, if he'd called that, we would have had a gut shot, a backdoor flush, and position if the big blind ended up calling. All right, going for an open of 7-3. All right, just gonna fold. But no, it depends on the sizing if we call for 3-bet. It also depends what we have as well. If they bet quite small with the 3-bet, you could probably argue to call. And probably the deeper the stack. And then just try to outplay them post-flop as well. All right, I'm going to call. That shot. Needed 10, actually. So it was like a bookend, I'd say. Can I get a bet here? Doesn't seem very happy with the hand. So we just use position against him. Maybe as a medium to small pair. So a king, queen, jack, maybe he's got pair of 8s or something like that. That hasn't set. So you just put pressure on him with folds. King, jack offsuit, normally fold. 3-bets, very tight player. Hit open 5. Let's just get out of the way. Probably shouldn't have opened king, jack off. It's a bit reckless. Ace-5 off. Going for the steal. Okay, we're going to 3-bet this one. If Rainman bets. Rainman doesn't bet, and we open, obviously. Okay, we're going to 3-bet. Those people, he's going to call, he's going to 4-bet. It's going to fold. Works out in our favor. We were just on the other end of it before. Okay, 5-3 offsuit. Defendable hand. Late position. Is he going to go in? Okay, I got a limper. All right, let's get a check behind. Not a great hand. Not a great board. And we want to see clubs. We want to see low numbers, but we're going to get out of that. Multi-way plot. You want to average a higher hand. Ace-3. I'm going to start going a little bit tighter because I felt like I'm getting a little bit reckless. So we're going to get rid of, with the king jack offsuit under the gun. That was just reckless. I should have folded that. So we're going to mean to actually fold a little bit tighter now, just for a bit of discipline. I mean, you get a bit itchy after a few small losses as well. I know that we're bouncing back to $2.48, but we did lose a bit of a chunk of our, I think we're down about $1.50. Should almost a buy-in. I'm going to flat call ace three because we do have we have a playable hand here. Hopefully, big blind doesn't raise. Okay. It's one of those spots, isn't it? We're going to fold only because he's got 69 left behind. Typically, we could be dominated. And we just don't have the odds to call. Just because he doesn't have enough chips behind him. So that's the reason of the fold. If he was $2, we could have easily called that. Hidden the ace, possibly making a small. You're either winning small or losing big, depending how depending how stubborn you are at the hand. All right, we're gonna set mine pocket fours to the big blind. Okay, looks like we're just gonna get out of this hand. Love to hit a turn card. If it's a small bet, maybe cool, but another scenario again, he's got 47% behind. So if everyone else folds, I'm out of the hand. And it's gonna fold. Go to the new hand now. Yeah, funny enough, I'm a bit tired today, actually. So we're a little bit quieter today. Let's check off suit. 3-bets us. Quickly have a look what he's doing. 8% of hands. He's got position runs. We'll let go. I mean, if you don't trust him and you think that he's less likely to have a strong hand, you could probably 4-bet there because you got the ace. But if he's quite a solid player, then you don't want to 4-bet. If you got ace suited this hand, you could probably call. Okay, you've got ace. Definitely in the hand still. Okay, we're going to try on a value bet. I think we've got the best hand. It's a small bet on the river. We want to call bet jack, but he didn't. Okay, queen 10. 75%. Don't really have enough history on the guy, so I'm just going to fold there. And plus we had bad position as well. So we really want to play quite tight in the small blind. And because it was a multi-way pot, even tighter again. It's one of the mistakes a lot of people do, even myself, is just play too wide in the small blind. And then you hit, and then you've got to fold every time you miss the flop. And it's just wasting. On average, you get to lose a lot more from the blinds. You don't need to add to it. E2's gone. Queen 5 suited. Alright, we can defend. There's only 3 more stands. But because the other guy's in it, gonna fold. Alright, good open up. Yeah, thanks, mate. Alright, 7-6 suited, got position. I'm gonna bet here and play the king. If we had a strong king like an ace king, you would have 3-bet pre-flop. So I think we can get a lot of folds here. And just use the board. Ace comes out again, we could probably bet as well. Because you've got something wrong with the hand by not 3-betting pre-flop. Okay, we've got pocket fours. Alright, let's get a little call behind. Alright, got position, which is nice. If it bets again, I'm going to call. I have to get a free card. Then we've got a double gutter. So if we get a 2 and a 7, all right, I'm going to bet. Got some value here. And also we have a valued hand as well, and especially go overcards as well. So I remember trial betting. We've got a hand like King Queen. He's chasing overcards, and you could technically get him to call. And you don't want him to hit for free and then, win the hand. All right, pocket queens. Got 3-bet this one if Morgenstern bets here. And going to go a little bit higher because we bet small. Try and isolate at least. So he limped in. All right, so he limped in. I feel like maybe he's trapping, but let's bet it. If James alone, I think I'm just going to snap it off. I mean, you could have ace king. Is he going to be trapping me with aces? He might be trapping me. He bet 2 cents. Yeah, he trapped us. All right, give us a queen. Give us a queen. Give us a queen. Okay, no queen. It's unfortunate. Everyone's got a little trap. That was his. Okay, we fell for that one. Bit of a punch in the stomach there. Damn. Yeah, that was a shame, that one. I mean, I did say I thought he was trapping us. Maybe I could have found the fold button. They don't normally jam with less, I guess. I thought maybe as played, maybe he's got ace king as well. Or an ace high card, but very stubborn. Anyway, he's going to lose a lot more there playing as played, I think, 2 cents. If everyone just checks behind, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. So if he wins, he doubles up with that hand. But at the same time, how many times does he get a force a loss by slow playing it? I don't see it to be valuable. All right, going to 3-bet here. We're in the, yeah, there we go. Got a king blocker as well, plus we got position, plus 34%, so I like to isolate. But I guess he's only got 35 hands, but he was in the cutoff anyway, so a little bit wider, and we had the king. Plus we also had a playable hand post flop. Flush comes out. Would have been nice. All right, we can defend. This guy's on the tighter side. I'm going to call here. I'm going to check raise it. Because you've got a backdoor straight, backdoor flush. All right, I'm going to throw a bet in. Going to try and steal it. If he calls, it's a semi-bluff anyway. So we still can get a diamond. All right, nice. It's the reason why I did call, because he's quite tight. So 14%, you got to roughly know where his range is at. He could be top heavy, so if low cards come out, he's less likely going to have a hand. I'm trying to open up. I'm opening up a little bit wider now, which I did say is going to be a bit tighter. So is it going to be a bit of a leak on my side? That's the question. I fall in for fives. I'll open up that one. Okay, warning that didn't work. Did everyone fold? Check 7's gone. Probably fold 10-2. Yes, that one as well. Jack 6. Hooked the greatest the session so far. It's 8 off. I definitely need to try and double up again, but if it's not there, it's not there. King 10 off suit. Need to get back over 7 if we can. 10. Do have position, didn't 3-bet. Okay, beautiful. Losing position there. Just accumulate small wins. Let's see who plays Cliff God, but no. All right, we'll open this up. His deep stacks were like cool. Okay, he checked behind, didn't 3-bet. We're going to try and use this as, we're going to continue betting here because of the spades. Plus, we're going for the nut flush anyway. Okay, let's continue betting here. If we've got the flush, hopefully he jams and he's got a lower flush. That'd be nice. Definitely a good hand. Unfortunate. Okay, first decent hand, I believe, for the session. Really hoping he would jam over the top with, queen wide spade maybe. There's queen of hearts. Come on, this is a good hand. Where is it? So we're going for 3-bet. Got a lot of hands on this guy. 6,676. All right, we'll bet this one. Could argue to check behind. Check this one. Just continue betting here. Going for the hearts now. He's got an 8. We might be in trouble. I think we can't fold here either because we're drawing to a heart. Sometimes he's going to have an 8. We're going to be crushed. Other times he might have ace jack, ace 10. Those type of hands. If he calls, I hope it would get a heart. If he ends up having a book, cry. He's really thinking about it. We did 3-bet, so I don't know. It's pretty obvious that we've got probably the ace. Okay, another hand that went our way. Beautiful. Here to adjust the table a little bit. And then to 66, 40, 48 now. 4's gone. Turn 6 is gone. Ace 9, it was, don't know what it is. I feel like opening quite wide and under the gun. Yeah, you're gonna fold. 10% under the gun. Definitely don't want to play against. Although we did have position, but the reason is we don't end the position, so we don't finish the action. All right, 30. Live action. Not enough hand history. We've got the 8. I'm also a pot. We're not going to really take a stab at this, are we? So I'm going to fold. There's no point there. I mean, multi-way pot, you actually need a stronger hand to win. Showdown typically. Less likely they could be bluffing. Unless they're really fishy. We're going to defend against the big under the gun. Gonna fold. Don't think the 4 is really going to help there. You never know. Probably could have argued a fold pre-flop. It's probably not the worst defending there. It's probably more of a tournament play. You need to defend the big blind. Not a cash. With King 10 suited. He didn't 3-bet us. Checks here, we're going to try and steal the pot. Even though we haven't won anything. I mean, since we haven't got anything, but hopefully he's missed as well. We might fold ace highs. Therefore, to choosing position. Then hopefully when he does call us, when we do have a strong hand. All right, ace king offsuit. Yeah, I'm actually pretty tired. Funny enough. Ace king offsuit. Been watching a new series called Prodigal Son. It's on Max HBO. Pretty good, actually. The storyline's pretty weird. The son's he got fired from the FBI and there was NYPD, but his father's in jail for life pretty much because he's killed like 23, 27 people. He's a serial killer, but the son went the other way. He's not a serial killer. He's, working for the FBI slash NYPD now, trying to solve crimes. His father taught him everything he knew, so all the bad stuff as well. So he uses that to try and solve crimes. Pretty interesting. Worth the watch. Mainly in the second episode, so before I fell asleep last night. So definitely worth watching that one. Put that on your list. It's 5. That's 3 better. 3 bet's quite wide. 19%. Bluff. All right, let's get out of the way. Yeah, because Bluff probably thought the same thing I did. The other guy 3 bets quite a lot. But unfortunately, we're on the lower end of things, so we can't really play back against a wide 4 bet. Even a wide 4 bet maybe consists of ace 10, ace jack, ace queen, where we're just absolutely smashed, dominated. I mean, it takes guts if you want to shove all in with ace high, but like, I think it was ace. Yeah, with ace 5, I was going to say ace 5. Yeah, you really need guts to shove with ace 5 there. All right, ace 3 offsuit, open. And we get a bet. All right, it's going to fold. He leads into us saying that he's got something. If he checks us, we're just going to do a routine bet and hopefully get a fold from him. But there's no point there fighting back. Ooh, he opens up. All right, I'm gonna like 3 bet. King 10 suited. Hopefully it just calls behind. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to bet here. We're not afraid. We're going to beat the pot up. Going for diamonds. Would have got there too. We probably would have, what do you call it? We would have probably shoved all in it if we had to and gambled that one. Folding 8-7. That would be too wide. Okay, 8-5 is no good. We're going to get out of this one. Although, you might just call. For 2 sands, so I'm going to call. Got a gut shot. Okay, so we have something to play for. Got a gunner. I'm not sure. Okay, good. Folds, but we've got the straight anyway. Beautiful. But we'll take the small steal anyway. Win the blind battle. You're not going to entice the bluff in the small line. Okay, jack 10 suited. Okay, it's gone. Control's gone. King queen 4's gone as well. I'm not going to 3 bet a6. He's like a6 to ace-8. Not really strong. All right, we'll open up ace-5. Sometimes you can full bet with ace-5 in the small blind against the big blind. If it's steal with jack 4. I'm going to check here because we're actually got top pair. Okay, Kiko now got 2 pair. Beautiful. We're going to raise it. We're only in trouble if he's got diamonds. Only in trouble if he's got diamonds. And what? He's got diamond. So we're going to let go. Probably the worst river card possible. Unfortunately, just things aren't going well for us at the moment. We've won a couple good hands, but I mean, we did raise last hand. Anything but a diamond, I think we're good there. There is the fact that we could get Caniford as well, especially with the bad kicker. 7-4 offsuit, check behind. So we do our position. Open ender, I'm going to raise it, put some pressure on. All right, let's get a call behind. Just going to jam it. Beautiful. Beautiful. We outplayed him. All right, first double up for the session, back over $70. So that was good. I felt like jamming before that, but I think as played, I think we'll find there's just a call that small bet. And then just outdrawing. Okay, ace 5 suited. Be good to get another hand like that. $4.27 off that guy would be nice. Okay, didn't 3-bet us. Didn't bet, try and steal. That Queen Jack does hit a lot of ranges, but a lot of people would score with a small pocket pair. And maybe even ace high folds there. So I'm happy just to put some pressure on, especially with position, and just win my hand. Just accumulate those little small wins, especially when things aren't happening that much. Makes a big difference during those times. Because it just helps just your win rate by winning those small hands. Pocket threes. You got us. Probably could have argued a bit there on the river, just try and create a fold. Because we've got such a weak hand, our showdown value is not really there. We're only going to beat like an ace high or whiffed hands, but maybe, you know what, even did the board pair up? Sometimes if the board pairs up, people will find a call as well. No. There was hearts on the board as well, 3 hearts. So there was an argument to actually do a bluff there on the river with the pocket twos. Just because our showdown value wasn't there. If the board pairs up, people will find a hero call a lot of times, knowing that it's less likely someone's actually hit. So in saying that, you can more likely do a hero call as well when the board's paired up. A big hand, 5 cents. 8-3 is gone. Jack 9 is gone, especially under the gun. Ace 9 offsuit. Paying for the dealer button. Actually going to fold. This guy's quite tight. Didn't have position. The problem is we 3-bet or, we call behind and then the blind starts squeezing us out of the hands. You're going to be just losing a lot of money there. So just get out of the way. Hey, we've got a gut shot and a jack. I think we can call a small bet. All right, we'll call one. Tricks behind, we might be okay. Yeah, beautiful. Sorry I said, you find a hero call when they do bet, when the board pairs up. Didn't expect to see pocket twos there. It was a bit shaky. Good way to play though, because The other one is probably induced to bluff it, induced to fold there, but not this time. Yeah, we're still slightly down for the session, but at least it's looking a little bit more promising. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to start. All right, not going to defend against a small blind 10-5 offsuit. And then if we had poker tracker, you could find out how much they do fold. So that if someone's a little bit tighter, if someone's going to make, when you put a bit of pressure on them, how tight are they going to call? Are they going to call with, are they going to have to hit the hand? Because it's a lot harder to always hit a hand. So you're going to get a lot of folds out of them. So have to play a little bit of, hit and miss, like fold, hit or fold poker. You can actually win a lot more positionally from them. And like I said, it's those small wins, especially during the rough times, definitely makes a big difference in the win rate. Okay, ace-3 offsuit. Think we get a call. We're going to try and go for 2-pair, hopefully. Got a lot of action. Got a lot of history on this guy, 2,400. I'm probably just going to get out of the way here. We're going to take 2 extra cents. That's fine. We're hoping to get, probably low cards on the board, maybe even see an ace. And if he had an ace as well, hopefully we hit 2-pair and we really get some coin out of it. 9-8 offsuit. I did, for about 1/10 of a second, think about 3-betting there. It gives the cutoff, but decided not to. Okay, ace-6 suited hand. Majority of the ace suited hands we're going to be opening from all positions. All right, we hit the ace. Going to check here. We can check here. We can call. We can fold. I'm going to fold because it's bodyweight pot. And that seems a little bit tight, but you're going to see what these guys have got, hopefully. Okay, James all in. Do need a stronger hand when it's bodyweight pot. I think the ace is in trouble. Okay, folded anyway, but there's no way that we won't beat that. Unless he is purely bluffing, but if you really expect something like an ace-king, just at least a better ace minimum. Maybe even ace-queen there with 2-pair. Okay, jacks. All right, we get a call. Could I get a 4-bet there? All right, we're going to bet this one. Strange you didn't bet there. Not only defaulted. Oh, no. Check the lens. I think he's got the ace-king. Let go. We didn't want to see the king there. You could argue a bet there on the turn, but he did 3-bet pre-flop as well. Unless he's scared of the king. He might actually have queens there. So unless we get him to fold, we're losing the game. And we're pretty much trying to set mine in that spot. Strange he didn't 3-bet. Didn't c-bet though. Strange he didn't c-bet on the flop. Well, let me know in the comments, what do you reckon about the jack's hand? As played, do you think it was fine, or do you reckon we should have made the call? Do you think we should have bet on the king? I got a feeling maybe we should have bet the king. But maybe he was starting to trap then once it makes sense he's got ace king or, queens. All right. It didn't 3-bet, so we can put pressure on him. Also, there's also a spot we can check here and then probably try and go for a little bit on the river. It's a pretty bad task. He's going to have a lot of equity if he doesn't hit. So he's going to have some hearts, maybe a straight draw as well. Nah. If he's got a heart, we lose. Even though we hit the set. It's just one of those hands. Hey, back down to under 4. Pocket 9s. He's lucky I would have 3-bet. And we've got pocket 4s. Open up. Oh man, I'm tired. But I still feel like I'm playing all right. Just at the start, we're playing a little bit strange though. A little bit wide. All right, got fold. The out of position. If it's a bit deeper stack, we could probably call. And just looking at, yeah, just the size of his bet as well. The bet's too big. But it's an easy play post flop. If we hit the 4, we can probably double up, hopefully, if he's got aces or kings. And then there's 4's folding. Just as long as we stay somewhat disciplined. Yeah, I want the 3-bet or at least open, but Jack 7 suited, no thanks. A little bit tired, so I'm not going to try and be on the reckless side. I'm going to be try and hold it back a little bit. Maybe pocket 4s. Right, cool. All right, it's only 5 cents. Interesting. Why a big bet? Shame we didn't hit the set on the turn. I'm going to raise it up. Book queens. Maybe a bit too big. Need to do a little bit smaller. Okay, ace 10. Look, raise it on the button. Impeccable is thinking. Yeah, win with those kings pretty good though. Okay, king jack. All right, we'll open king jack. My cutoff. We're at 7-5. Go on. It's 3 is gone. If it's suited, we'll play it offsuit. Probably maybe in the cutoff and dealer, we'll play. Oh, what was the flop from that last one? Yeah, yes. So we raise money, save some money there. Sorry. King queen. Oh, he hit trips. You know it's gone. Okay, that's gone as well. You saw, so you probably could have played that one. Ace jack offsuit, we definitely played. 26 per hands, we got a 3-bet. Yeah, we'll put some pressure on. Unfortunately. Yeah. Maybe he had hearts, maybe he had a straight. Play with his chips, which means he's got a made marginal hand, maybe. Maybe he should have folded. Put some pressure on with the tens. Continue the pressure. If there's a queen, it might be a little bit hard for him. But unfortunately, the jack comes out. All right, so we put some pressure on. We made him pay for the heart. There was a few draws there as well, so it was a good hand overall. Looking at the hand as well. Well, there was actually the straight come out, but nothing else, like no flush. So then thinking about that, are we supposed to call there if he bets? Or is there any betting there with his hit? But anyway, it helped us a little bit. Put it fives. Dip pull. Far out. This ended up being a sleeping session. All right, pop of fives. All right, gonna fold. Could I get a call though? Still didn't have position though. All right, go 3-bet ace jack suited. Now playing 6-handed. Very nice for getting folds. Plus we missed, so it's always nice just to win the hand. There is one leak in the game, especially 6-handed, if people don't 3-bet enough. So queen jack suited. We'll defend. Okay, net a 10. No hearts though, it's the question mark. It's cheap enough for a call. Pretty fairly, you might have eights or something like that. Or maybe he's got a king. I don't think he's got a strong ace. Okay, he's a 9. Don't think we could have value betted on the river. I don't think any worst hand would have called. It was a nice little hand. Current steal. That Walker is deep stacked as well. Okay, ace 9 suited. So we could have play ace suited hands from around the board. Or the table. Oh, he bet's quite big as well, but we've got position on him. I'm going to fold just because I don't know what deal is going to do. Yeah, top pair, but on the flop, we could have jacks. There's no telling if he's got us dominated or... I don't think he's got it dominated with the ace 9, with hitting the 9, but I think he could easily have a stronger ace than us, but missed. But we'll never know. He bet quite big. We did have position, so maybe we should defend. Let me know what you guys think too. Should we defend in that spot? Or do you reckon we're right to make the fold? Because we didn't close the action. My inkling is we made the right choice because we didn't know what deal was going to do. Because if he's still in the hand, we don't have position. But we did have post-flop play if the hearts come out. We're never quite dominated. I'm going to raise it up a bit. Last time someone bet 2 cents, opened up 2 cents, they had aces on us. 5%. Probably going to fold here, actually. Okay, fair enough. Okay, back down again. Okay, king, queen. Okay, I've got a gut shot. He's probably going to call. Typically, everyone will have a 10 against us there. I'm going to snap. On the river, spade. Really? Okay. Although we did bet the floor. Should we have bet the turn? Nothing really changed on the turn. So maybe you could argue to bet there. Try and win the hand while he's not got anything, or at least charge him to beat us. Alright, I've got king high. I get to check here. Do have the board, so we have hit. We got backdoor flush. Definitely a call. Really thought this could be a 9. Check behind. Okay, got us dominated. Lucky he didn't bet again, but I probably would have followed the river. Would have loved to see that 9 come out and get some value on the river, but as played, maybe just a little bit too loose for multiplayer. Yeah. King 3 is gone. A6 is gone. Was offsuit, that's why. King 5 is gone from the small blind. Jack 7 is gone. 9-8's gone. Queen 5 is gone. 9-4 is gone. 7-3, see you later. Yeah. More something to bet there so we can get out of that hand. Ace-8 suited. So we've had a couple hands where it sort of hurt us, where we might have probably not played. Probably shouldn't have played. Maybe we blame the 6-8 suited from the other session, where it actually won quite good. For a little bit there, we were back over 70, but also, I was talking to someone else. They reckon that we should be stop loss of $10. So if we ever fall down to, say, $60 in one session, 5 buy-ins, just get rid of it. We'll stop. Okay, this is how great we're going at the moment. Oh no.